round 3, I do not know how much of video 2 the Pivo got before it lost us. But we had quite a session. We were again a little bronky. Wanted to rear a little to block me and say, no, I'm going to that gate, get out of my way. Yeah, you did. So we had quite a session, but it's all good because I used my grades of horsemanship to have a conversation, to move the parts and pieces of her body in a way that established that I am a good leader, and I also demand that I get to lead because I'm a boss mare. Head down is very. That's a sign of submission and relaxation. Love it. It means she's comfortable. It also means that she's not feeling the need to try to be on guard and be the leader. So, with keeping in mind that I don't know what you saw, I'm going to take this horse back. I'm going to quickly blend the grades of horsemanship that I used while I was working her out here. Just trying to get the canter circle, and she bringing the energy up led to some big reactions from her, including bucking, rearing, and trying to run off. So I blocked her a little bit with a bump of the hand, and that was effective. But that kind of interrupted the bucking, and I did stop and back her. That also helped. And then eventually, when she got a little sticky here and really wanted to get belligerent about, I will go to the gate, I want to leave. I ended up backing her. Again, matching energy, grade 1. That horse yields back to you. If you step into their space, they yield back. And then I also used moving the shoulder, putting her back where I wanted her to be, but in a very assertive sort of way, looking for that good cross step and going right there. If she moves off, I might ask her another whoa. Good. Very, very particular about the footfalls, though. Getting that nice cross step with pivot foot and then halting. So I'm going to send her forward in a circle, just because I don't know if you got to see her canter. It would be fun to see her one more time. Good. And yep, I'm doing a little more energy, but rhythm. Good. Now I'm asking rhythm. Good. You almost got it. And ask again. Good. 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 There. Distance rhythm. It should be around the safety spot. Easy. And let her. She's a 2-year-old. That wonderful one canter circle showed me now that she's calm and she's no longer bronchi. Ooh. Good. At least for this session, in this moment, right? That's a really honorable canter circle. We started out with bucking, rearing, all kinds of problems. Just for the heck of it, I will go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. We back her up. Good. Remove the shoulders. Good. Good. Love that. Cool. Let's send her out here. We'll do one canter circle nicely on this side. Youngsters do not need to do a lot of high energy circles, but because of her training schedule, we do need to know, again, that she can stay calm, at least in the high energy of a canter. She needs to be able to canter with another group of young horses by this fall. Yeah, understand. Or not even this fall, the end of the summer. So she needs to be comfortable in a canter herself. Good, good, good. Rhythmical, soft. Ooh, lovely downward transitions. I'm going to take it. It wasn't even a whole circle, but I saw all 3 feet. I'm going to ask her to back up here. We have her blocking with that shoulder. Good. Good. Okay. Now we're going to go to the mountain block and the same exercise that we did yesterday. Good. Even in leading between exercises, I am paying attention. I want her basically in zone 1. Her head at my shoulder, unless I'm clearly indicating otherwise. If there's a reason you want her to give you some space because you're trying to lead 2 horses through a door or a gate, or you're dragging something and you want her to follow it, and you need to tell her to stay back a certain distance, that's great. We'll work on those skills. But for right now, she she and I, when she's in session, I would like her connected and right here with her head on my shoulder. I'm going to step up on the mounting block, using my stick to tell her, wait a minute, this is changing. I'm using my stick sort of like a tail back there, wiggling it around, telling her, no, do not go behind me and knock me off. Now, I might rub her, tell her she's good. Now I'm going to ask her, well, let's go ahead and do it on this side since you're closer. I'm going to ask for that hip to go over. Good. This actually is a grade 1 skill. It's called moving the hindquarters with energy. We would start on the ground first. But why we call it with energy is because we want to stay out of the kick zone those first couple hindquarter yields, so we want to stay a stick length away. Hopefully we can just use our stick to ask that one to move over. That's pretty good. And just there better with the stick. Okay, I'm going to ask her to come forward. And try to remember to do what I did yesterday, because I have a lot of people asking, but I started like this. Very nice. Very nice. Now I can be above her, make a lot of noise, wiggle her neck like I might if I lose my balance, or I grab my in when I'm coming up a hill, or whatever. Just feel it, letting her feel my touch everywhere. Good. Whoa. Oh, we missed our spot completely, right? So I add a little pressure. Little correction there, find your line. Good. Now I'm back to 1, but I want her to come right back up underneath me, because we are getting ready to ride. Good. And she is a gentle, gentle horse. If she had never been handled, I would slow this all down. But, good. Yep. Good. So nice, Lucy. Wonderful, right? Major improvement from yesterday. Love that. That's excellent. Good. Go ahead. Good. And I can go ahead and do just like we did on the ground. Tickle her with that toe. Good. Carefully kick her in the butt and the flank. Good, but really petting her, right? Like poking and then petting. Okay, you can see how she feels about that. I use my stick to simulate that some more. And I'm actually going to hop down here. Tell her she can whoa, pet her all over. Good. Good girl. Now I'll start again. Good. Really wanted to differentiate there between sensitization and being able to use that stick and ask her just to yield and get right out of the space before it even touches her, and having it simulate my hand. So, I'm going to ask her to line up again. Look right at that butt. I've got my rope short enough that I'm telling her it isn't about forward, right? She could kind of walk right behind me, but I can even bring her head and neck around here and say, no, not about forward. Move that part. There you go. Good. I'm going to reach out right now. So I'm going to step up here. Make a lot of energy over there. Very good. Oh. Good. Very good. Excellent. Good. Cool. You're okay. Good. A lot of horses are very ticklish around their armpits, basically, right behind their elbow, where the girth goes. So I always, and you sometimes touch that getting on, especially if they're wiggly when you get on. So you're outside, your friend takes off, your horse is not standing for you to get on. You end up wiggling around, jumping to get on them. You might poke her in the armpit, so I do that. Yeah, and I'm going to hold on to her again there. This time, so that we've got that flank with my toe. I got my knee on the saddle and I'm just petting her with my toe down there. Good. That one's good. All right, so I'd like to do it again on the other side. Good girl. Just like yesterday, I'm actually going to kind of get down somewhat suddenly into her space, just like we might if we jump down from bareback or whatever. We get down abruptly. Good. For the heck of it, I'm going to yield that hip around on the ground. I'm going to just make some noise with my stick and stabilize the front end. My stick is swirling and kind of like a fan, just driving that hip around. If I need to, I'm going to lift the air. Thank you. Good. So again, shouldn't get so much. I will ask her to step back. One step. I'm going to stabilize the head and look right at the hip. I'm going to send a little energy that way. So that's hindquarter yield, another grade 1 horsemanship skill. First step is one single step. Eventually, can you ask that horse to yield the hindquarter all the way around 360? pretty advanced still. We're not there yet, but the fact that she stepped forward right now, stay on your line. She's like, I'm going to get back on my spot, which I should be. Stay on your line. You don't have to get down, but jumping down in their space is a good idea. In a safe place, in a predictive fashion, where they have somewhere to go. If you startle them, then if you have to do it in a tight spot on a trail or whatever, it's not the first time. All right, I'm going to ask her to step back up here. Start adding a vocal cue. Line up, Lucy. Good girl, line up. Honey, she's like, I don't like that. But I can make a lot of energy over here. Tell her, I'm serious. Go that way. Go all the way over here and say, no, I'm serious. Do not go that way. And I'm just kind of whacking lightly. Somebody stick their knuckles. This is going on YouTube. Okay. Now, tell her, indicate that way, right? That was a little bit rude. Testing. We know she does this. So I'd like to know now that she's thinking about leaving and not letting me get on her back. Good. We're not coming right underneath me. When we can fix it in the arena in a safe place. Good. Rather than when I take her into a new environment, she's really tense and she's trying to tell me, look there, I want you up there. So, these conversations are important to have. Good. Whoa. Still really escaping out that hip. You don't knock me off the mountain block, okay? Stay on your line. Good. 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 Much better. Good. There, she's licking and chewing. I really like that. I'm just going to drape my rope up here. Oh, good. Flopping my rope around. You might want to rope off this horse someday. Better be able to flop the rope around there. So, all good things, all things you can accomplish with this simple drill. I love where she ended up here. I am going to go ahead and, just even put the wrong foot in the stirrup, but wiggle that saddle, right? I'm going to reach over and tickle her flank. Good girl. That time she can move her feet. She's close enough. I can reach down with that reassuring touch. The reason I walked back there on the ground just a minute ago, right? Just to kind of touch her with my hand and be like, hey. I know that felt weird, but it is just me. Just me being a little clumsy, but please be patient with your human. Again, I didn't kick her in the belly. I'm touching her pretty softly. It's just a very tender area, and they're very protective. So this is a great way to build a little desensitization. Very good girl. Good. Bumping around my stirrup like you might do when you're trying to get on. Telling her it doesn't mean much. It's just me being clumsy. Don't worry about it. So, all right. Very happy with all of this. Again, I do really like to get on to move their feet the first time with my little bareback pad. I'll be making a video. All right. I'm going to go turn this off. Thanks. Bye. Good job. Very good job. Good girl. Oh, whoa.